having a chat, man. Anyway, the podcast starts like this.
Really?
This is how the podcast starts.
Really?
Yep.
3 Fat Ultimates! And Roaming Haz!
Yes.
Yes, Ultimates, welcome back. Episode 3 of the Ressies. Alongside me, as always, Shrey and Checkman. And this week, we are joined by a very special guest.
Oh, not very special.
Youngest.
He's special to me.
He's very special.
very
I appreciate that.
I reckon he's a very special guest. Youngest member of the Ressies, Roaming Haz.
Yeah, clap it up.
The rookie.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you.
It's an honour.
On a Category B rookie contract.
Yeah, he's,
Picked him up from Richmond Station.
it's like when the Suns came in and they got the 17-year-olds.
Jesse Hogan started like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Who else?
Well, we were scouting him from the academy. Said, we want this man in our team.
Brad Crouch started as a 17-year-old, so maybe
Absolutely,
you could be Brad
yeah.
Crouch.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Those
Those
Tough.
are
You were
those are
inside
great
midfield.
names to be compared to.
Rare name, but Mark McGough. Didn't he win an Anzac medal as a 17-year-old?
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, out of my
Oh, well,
now.
Yeah, too
You've
far,
played
too
around
far
that one.
back.
That's it. Middle stump.
Yeah, that was good areas, and no one could play to that. So.
All right, let's recap the week. So, Checkman, obviously yourself and Trey went back to Adelaide.
We own again. We keep going back.
We keep
Yeah.
going.
Keep making the mistake.
You say you're moving to Melbourne, and
Well,
then you just
we went
keep
back-
crawling back, don't you?
Yeah,
We went back the
well,
other week and to play Div 12 Ressies, and we lost. So that was a good
Very
trip.
flat.
We went back on the weekend to watch Port play, and they lost.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we're pretty much done with the place,
Unlucky.
even though we're all going back this week.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we're bringing you with us to show you, maybe bring some luck.
yeah, we'll touch on that later on in the pod, but we are taking the trip up to Adelaide
it's huge.
on the weekend, so that'll be good fun. You went up for, obviously, the Port Adelaide game, but you were there for the AFLW as well.
Yeah, we left at 6 a.m, and when we got in, good friend of the Ressies, Matty Knight, the Nightmare. You might recognise him from some of the Div 12 content, but basically he was the big full forward that we recruited mid-season. He kicked a heap of snags and became a bit of a cult figure. If you
He's got
watch
a
it,
sniper of a left
he
foot.
has a very good leg on him.
It's
Beautiful.
the ballista
But,
from Black Ops 2, that one.
Yeah, we nicknamed him the Nightmare, and he coaches Sample Reserves. They were in a prelim final. They weren't even meant to really make the finals, and they've snuck through, won all the way through to a prelim, and we went down. We didn't tell him we were coming. We sort of surprised him. So we went to the first game at 11:30. So we got on the plane at 6, get in at 8, had a coffee, went
Lounge
to the game,
around.
went to the Sample Ressies game, and they got done by 30 points.
Yeah.
So season's over, and I believe that he's got a new gig as well next year. So that was his last game coaching Sample Ressies.
Yes, well, all the best for Big Matty Knight. We love him on this pod. He's
Love the
a-
man.
time.
It was also it was 30 degrees in Adelaide on Saturday.
30
They were the
degrees.
away team,
It was hot.
and the away team got the
far
air
out.
conditioned. The home team got the air conditioned box up in the stands.
Oh.
He's coaching down on the boundary line, no shade, in slacks, black polo.
Yeah.
Far out.
He's a bigger
He's
lad
a
like
huskier
us.
gentleman.
So there was felt for him out there in the sun because we went and had to kick at half time, and Trey almost fainted. So
Did you see one of the boys of Woodville wearing the longie, the 40?
yeah, someone wearing a longie.
You're
It was
shitting
He's
me.
wearing a
30
longie,
degrees.
30 degrees. He's
Oh,
wearing
No, I'm
number
a
40.
big fan of this
Far
because
out.
it's sun smart. You don't get sunburnt in
I
long sleeves.
couldn't give a
That's
shit
a
if it's
controversial
sunshine.
call.
Get
That is a
heat
very
stroke.
controversial call.
That's so, like, what the hell?
I rated it.
I
I'm
did
a
the
fan
week
of it.
before in the Ressies, and I took it off at half time.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, then
That's
after the
crazy.
Sample game, we ticked on to Unley Oval, caught up with Sharpie. We're also with Finney. It was Finney's birthday.
Yeah,
So
shout out
for
to
those who
Finn.
don't know Finn, well, we're introducing a lot of characters at the moment. The Nightmare, but we have Milk Boy Finn, who is he turned 14 during the week, and he was the
big
legend who was running us out chalky milk throughout the season this year.
We love
So
him.
we'll have to get him on the
Great
pod
man.
at some point. We'll get him in, but it was his birthday. We spent the whole day with him. Had a ripper time other than Port
Yeah.
losing. But we
Yeah.
went to the Crom W versus Essendon. Roll on in there with Sharpie. We bumped into Georgie and Ann Hatchard. Bumped into a few of the Essendon W girls that weren't playing as well. So we're going to go visit them this week, hopefully, and have a kick. Trey had a sleep.
I was
On the Oval?
I was in.
Oh, you slept
I
at
was,
the Oval?
I was
Yeah.
in Tassie.
Other than
I was
that-
going to say,
other than
Trey
that-
sleeps a lot, but at the Oval.
I was. Call me a bag of sweets because I was licorice all sorts. Seriously, I was. We got up at 4 a.m. and it hit about maybe 1 o'clock.
I was
not
fine.
even.
I was fine. I was so pumped.
I'd even smashed a Monster Energy drink. Still couldn't.
I think that's what
couldn't
did
get up and
he
about.
went the Monster too early in the day.
Yeah, I think so.
So his energy levels crashed. He had the nap. Came good because after that we went to the footy early,
Yeah.
and we were given the task. I mean, you might have seen last week on Friday, particularly who comes in here a lot, Daniel Gorringe got asked to lead the Carlton March to the MCG. Well, in Adelaide, they've asked myself and Trey to come down and lead Port Adelaide March to the game, which was a big honour. There was a lot of people and some drums. We had
Big flags.
few legends down there. Finn was up the front. Sharpie got in the march, even though he's a Crows fan.
Yeah.
Trey's a Crows fan. I mean, it was just energy. There was so much energy on the footbridge. So basically, they meet like a couple hundred meters away from the game, and we all march as one to the stadium with like all these drummers and big flags, and we were up the front just leading it, and it was just sick atmosphere.
It was unreal.
So like, I mean, I technically go for St Kilda, but like if I pick an Adelaide team, it's been poor. I always want to poor stuff, and I just felt like I was one of them. I just felt like it was crazy. We got to the game, and I was like pumped. I was like, felt like we were about to just go to war. So
Yeah, it was unreal.
unreal. Get on the hill. We're back on the hill. There's milk. We've just led the march. I'm buzzing. I'm fizzed up. And then the Orange team come out and do them in. So
Lights out at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
power was out.
You know what was out? Also the beers, because I bloody drank them all out when I was down. They were
far
dry. They
What
don't
was the
turn
one
tap on.
bloody thing I told you not to do?
Sorry, you told me not to drink Adelaide Dry, but brother, I couldn't help myself.
Fuck's sake, Shrey.
Sorry, mate. I apologise.
Poor from you.
They'll have it back by next week. They'll brew it up for us. Especially.
They better do,
Yeah.
because there's going to be two of us.
The hill was in form. We did our TV. It was a bit flat.
Yeah,
But
Jesus.
Milk Boy Finn got himself into the port change rooms after the game on his
awesome.
How does he
birthday
do that?
weekend.
He's
So
a
he's
magician.
got,
pulls
he's
his
got
strings.
connections.
Yeah, he
He's
can
a
get
man, he's a
anywhere,
man
that
of the
kid.
people. He was signing autographs. I saw him sign a Port Guernsey. He was signing people's arms.
Kissing
So he
babies,
might be the
shaking
most
hands.
famous 14-year-old at Adelaide Oval, I reckon. But
Yeah, that's
What were you
crazy.
doing when you were 14?
What was I doing when I was
probably just getting bullied. Playing shit at the footy.
Yeah, me too. Playing Xbox as a loser.
when I was
Like Lego
14,
Star Wars or something.
I got kicked. I got kicked out of our grand final side when I was 14. On the topic of footy,
That's a stitch
I
up.
played in the qualifying final as a forward pocket, high half forward. Laid some good bumps, got plenty good tackles, and then got the tap on the shoulder for the grand final, saying,
You're out.
"Yeah, you're out." two
Sit on the pine.
of the ones have come down to play, so
Jesus, that's stiff.
piss off.
Been there
That's-
before.
Yeah,
Have been
you
there
can't do
before.
that. That's disgraceful.
You
You start to ask
14
questions of the
football,
corruption
they-
in the league.
You should not be allowed to
Qualified. They had qualified for the grand final, but they were injured for the qualifying. So I knew I had to play all right in the qualifying. Got nowhere near it in the qualifying.
No, well, that's all right, mate.
And I kind of expected it over the 2-week period. And yeah.
Speaking of finals footy, anyway, we went to Adelaide. We obviously watched Port play. I don't just want you would be glum. I want to get you up
I
and
know.
about. I want to get you.
that.
Fine.
Been cut off
What are you
there.
firing?
I got cut.
Need to get you firing up. Don't want a sad story in here. But we went to the footy on Friday night, and it was electric. And you got in last minute. You weren't meant to come.
So on the way to
Carlton and Melbourne. Took me a
Melbourne.
second. It's been a long weekend.
we were in the Uber, Shrey, myself, check man. I get a call from Daddy Dylan Buckler.
Oh, that's
Father of the podcast.
Father-
That's a strange.
Father
that's a strange
producer.
name.
part of the company.
Yes.
I started this company.
I started this company.
Gag.
It's a good gag. And he called me and he said, "Will, where are you? I'm drinking all the beers at the Riser." And I said, "Oh, Dill, we're on our way to the footy." He's like, "Oh, you going in?" And I said, "Nah, Shrey and I are just filming some content, and then we'll then we'll
you
just
don't
go
have a
to a
ticket.
pub."
Because
Because we don't have a ticket.
Yeah.
Dill's like, "You don't have a ticket?" I said, "I don't have a ticket." He goes, "Leave it
Yes.
with me."
I kicked 3 goals against
Legend.
Melbourne. I can sort this out.
So I kicked 3 against
needs
the mighty D's. And 20 minutes later, I get a text message with a grand final ticket on my phone.
Grand final.
Grand final.
A
Oh,
semi-final
not a grand
ticket.
final, semi-final,
Jeez.
sorry. I got a little
So you guys were late
got a bit
ins,
worked up.
and you
Yes.
got inside the stadium.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes before the game, you had no ticket,
Yeah.
and you were then inside for the first bounce.
So shout out to obviously Dylan for getting me my
Yeah.
ticket, and then Jasmine.
Jasmine from the Colin Besties hooked me up. I think it was her dad that hooked me up, but
So this
very
week,
thankful.
Collingwood GWS sold out. I'm thinking we just roll up to the stadium and just wander around looking a bit sad and
Yeah.
see if someone would just hook us up.
Well, there's one person who's not going to give us tickets, and it's Dan Gorringe, because he
Yeah,
fresh-aired me.
Yeah, didn't he
yeah, we
just?
walk around the stadium. We bumped into Dan, and you tried to chat to him, and he didn't have the time of day.
He's
for
like,
you.
I couldn't can't
I
hear.
think he might have listened to last week's pod and heard Jared Davis calling him out for a boxing match.
I
So.
said I'm not with those comments.
I wholeheartedly disowned them.
Yes.
I'd love to see it.
He's a guest
I'd
on
like to
this
see
pod.
the
He's not a
boxing
part
match.
of this pod.
No, he's not.
Our podcast does not stand. I think our social media accounts made a stand against Jarrah's comments about.
And as
As he should.
I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see it happen, but Goz is just going to floor him.
Jarrah stands no
Imagine if it was
chance.
a Collingwood Carlton grand final. Jared goes for Collingwood. Goals obviously the Carlton contact. that'd be an elite little like midweek matchup.
Great marketing.
Little
for
good video
producing.
ideas.
Yeah.
Great video
Great.
ideas.
The
Great
undercard of the grand final.
Hey, Haz, you went to the final on the weekend. How did you?
Fair. That'd be fair.
I did. It was a great experience.
You had a fresh trim before you went as well.
I did.
Yeah,
Shout out
you-
to Vinny Branty.
It
Absolutely.
was looking
Love that.
really clean on the night, and you had some Carlton merch on as well. So you picked the winning team.
I did. If you've seen the video, I was fully getting around Carlton, but I'm not a Carlton supporter.
I just thrown up.
I just burped. Sorry.
I don't like Carlton. I'm through and through a Hawthorn supporter, but I was purely barracking for a Carlton Collingwood grand final because I think
They'd
that
be
would
wild.
benefit
It'd be
everybody's
electric.
content and it would be.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what it won't
Absolutely.
benefit? Our chances of getting a ticket.
Yeah, I know. No.
No way.
We'll be watching from outside.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it the other day. If GWS and Brisbane both make the grand final,
Then tickets they'll be
Is it gonna
selling
be-
tickets to people. They'll be
Tickets.
paying
is
people to
it
go.
going to be
$20?
sold out?
Mm.
Would you
No,
pay
it has to be.
$350?
One of the lowest
$400?
attendance grand finals of like the 2000 period was Port Brisbane. It was like one of the first grand finals. It was 2 non-Vic teams, and that's one of. I'm pretty sure it was the first. I'm pretty sure. And then a couple of years later, it was like West Coast Sydney, and they were pretty low attendance grand finals. So Brisbane GWS, I think, would probably almost be the lowest of all time.
Would it sell out? That's the question.
Nah,
'Cause-
yeah,
I think
because
you're
it'll
looking at
sell
like
out,
75,000. The MCC would be pretty dry.
If you're
Wow.
if you're the AFL, are you lowering the prices for that game if
You
you
have
can't
to.
get enough
I think
people?
you're just handing out a lot, and you're probably doing up packages. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised they do package deals.
A lot
But
of corporates
Fun
a weekend.
fact: the Port Brisbane grand final you were talking about 77,000.
they were doing renos on the G at the
77,000.
time.
That is.
They were doing renos on the G at the time.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they had
okay.
all these big standing room decks open, and they just couldn't fill it.
Yeah,
There
'cause
was, I remember the tickets were pretty.
I
easy
wouldn't
to get.
want. I would not want to pay $300 and $400 for a level 4 seat when you're going to watch.
Well, it was.
Brisbane GWS.
I'll try to get tickets today
No
for the
slander, of
Collingwood
course.
game. They were $150 minimum
Yeah.
for back of level 4. So
Yeah.
yeah, grand final was gonna be chaos if you want a good seat.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys been to an AFL grand final?
We went last
We
year.
went last year,
Oh, yeah,
but before
yeah.
that,
We had
never.
really good seats as well. So
I almost
How
went
did, so
2017.
how did you get those?
Flags.
tickets?
Tim O'Brien from the Bulldogs was away overseas
Man.
and couldn't use his tickets, so he bought his, and they were player seats, and we were in the best spot ever. We were right near
Are you allowed to buy player tickets?
the AFL. Don't watch this pod, so yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah, we can do what we want. Has over here has.
But
We
yeah,
run the
we were
show.
like
Josh Weddle,
we
I'll
were
be
like
hitting you
eight-
up soon, mate.
Yes. We were 8 rows back, and we're right near the Geelong race. So after the game, it was probably the best experience because all the Geelong players still like congregated around where we were standing. And like we just got to watch
Yeah.
like the moment where like Sammy, the trainer
Yeah.
from Geelong, jumped over the fence. We saw that like firsthand, and like
That was
was
such
crazy.
an incredible moment. That will
no,
go down in
it was
history.
really good. So I'd never been to one before, and then I remember thinking walking out of the G that day, I was like, I need to go every year. I was like, that's the greatest day ever. I'll save all my money. I'll pay for tickets, and I'll just put away like all my cash. Like I'm not going to Europe or anything like that, like everyone else does. I'm just going to go to the GF every year. It's now September 20th or something, and my bank balance has no money in it. So yeah, that went well. That idea went well.
Nah.
The idea was there.
Shrey,
The
you're going to contact
execution
your mum
wasn't.
for some more money.
Well, Mum's gonna hate to hear that as well.
Trey's been working, so he's got a job.
He's got his new
I
job.
do have a job. Yep, I work tomorrow.
Trey's actually loaded. He bought a bowl of water on the plane home from Adelaide.
Oh man,
can't-
I gotta have all things you can
That's
buy on
a
a
poor
plane.
choice.
You know they give out free
They give out
cups.
free
No,
cups.
they didn't.
They do. I saw them give it to
They
the lady
have
in
to.
front.
They legally
Man.
have to.
It's-
Whatever happened, it
Say-
was that plane was the hottest thing I've ever been in my life. I was dying. I was so parched.
Speaking of
I was
planes,
so
before we
parched.
jump off this like Adelaide segment, it's dragging on. But we're heading to Adelaide at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. We've had 2 hours sleep. We get on the plane. I'm sitting there. We're in different
Oh my
seats.
God,
He's in the
yes.
emergency row, and I'm at the front. So we're separated. I look up. Jared Waitley is walking towards me.
Well, thanks very well.
Sits down.
Very well,
Sits
thanks.
down directly across me from the aisle, and he's on the laptop doing a Zoom call for most of the flight. But I was just sitting there the whole time, just thinking like, delete the tweet.
Delete the
James Duggan, delete the tweet.
So he's had that. He's been treated to that.
And I'm like starstruck. I got the headphones on. I'm listening to 200 plus actually at the time. Looking at Jared, looking back at the front, looking at Jared, trying to get his attention, and then look up. 5-time day, 5-time night.
Premiership player Derby.
And he sat
Burn.
behind me.
Sits behind Trey. AFL 1170's own Trey and AFL.
Yeah. Oh, David King was there as well.
That's ridiculous. Did you make any moves on him?
Did you
No,
chat to him?
So I was on the flight and it took off and I was like, it took me 10 minutes. I was like, composed myself, Jade myself. I'm like, yes, I'm talking to Dermy. So he's sitting like right directly behind me. So I've got up, like undone my seatbelt when the lights off, obviously. Turned around on the seat, like on my knees like a kid, and I got to talk to Dermy, like, and he's just asleep.
How'd you have that much room
Crashed.
to turn around?
I was in the exit row.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
true.
So yeah, and he was just like
That's stiff.
But yeah,
That's a
SCN
David
boys run
King.
our
David
flight.
King was also on the flight as well.
Yeah.
Really? He's got a
Yeah.
loaded plane.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
on there as well, man.
Yeah.
Marmalade Boys, 853
Trey,
60.
we didn't do it last week. How many Instagram followers you had at the moment, off the top of your head?
Oh, here we go.
Will you do the test? You give me the update. But this is a weekly thing. When Trey gets it, I'll stop asking.
We
But
forgot to do it on episode 2.
I don't know. I'm gonna give a guess here. I know I'm over 9,300. 9,507.
Oh, my Wi-Fi is a bit bad.
my Wi-Fi's
Oh,
very
here we
bad.
go. Here we go.
What was it?
9,507.
9,500.
Oh, 9,528.
So not
Oh,
far
close,
off.
close.
You've done quite well for yourself.
Close.
there.
That's not bad.
What are we doing when he
It's
hits
not
10k?
Can I get an ice cream
Dinny.
cake?
What?
I'll get you a Freddo frog cake.
Yeah.
That'll do you well.
What do you want to do?
Because whatever you want to do, we're not doing.
Yeah,
Just a
nah. Well, no.
We'll clean his room
If
for
I
him.
hit 10k in the next week,
Yeah.
you have to run the lap of the 10.
In the next
in
week.
the next week.
In the
So
next
by the
week.
next pod, if by next recording, if you hit 10k, I'll run the lap of the 10 with you.
Yeah, paid by next week. Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you run a lap of the 10.
If it doesn't, someone can replace me in the pod next week if I don't.
You're not going to be on next week's pod.
If I don't, yeah.
Next week's pod's a big one. We haven't announced this yet, but next week's pod's the biggest one we've ever had.
You can't.
Okay,
You
maybe
have to
not,
run a
yeah.
lap of the 10.
No, I can't do that. That's not.
He can't.
I can't
You
do
think
that.
you're
running the I know, I just got this in my run sheet. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but on the plane to Adelaide, we're sitting at the airport, and Trey goes, I can beat Will in a 100-metre sprint.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I
I don't think it's
just heard
controversial.
this.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's that
I
controversial.
think you'd smoke him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
no,
Trey.
I'm with you,
I
Haz.
don't think
Have
he
you
beats me
seen
by that
those
much.
calves?
Yeah.
Have you seen those
But all
calves?
I'm
Battle of
saying-
the baby cows.
Yeah.
It's I'm quick off the first 15, 20, 25 metres.
Yeah, there's another 75 metres
Yes,
after that.
I know that, but I think I get a decent enough amount of separation, whereas we'll be close, but I think I just get it done. Like, it's tight.
I think this week, other than also running a lap of the 10 next week in grand final week, I think that could be a good gag we'll run
Definitely.
with. So yeah, next week, if
Our own grand final
10k,
sprint.
yes or no, we'll either
Should
run a
we
lap.
run the 100 metres at the breakfast?
There's a 100-metre
breakfast.
sprint coming next week as
Not
well.
when I'm like filled up with beers and.
Oh,
breakfast.
sorry, man.
Can't be.
100-metre sprint sometime this week, lap of the 10 sometime next week. There's going to be a bit of running. It's pre-season.
All right, we'll
No
get it done.
complaining.
Speaking of sprinting, we did a little sprint when we were kicking footies with the Hosking twins this week.
Yeah.
Didn't we? That was really
That
hurt.
was-
That
We went
really
down to
hurt.
Richmond. I've got it on. I've
Yes.
got Jess and Sarah Hosking badges on at the moment.
Yeah, two of the best.
Everyone was rinsing me outside in the studio while I was wearing Richmond gear, like
Wasn't it just
Oh.
Haz?
Trader or
No,
whatever.
no,
Wasn't it
I
just
hate, I'm
Haz?
sorry, I hate Richmond.
Deal said a few things as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Ever since
Oh,
earlier
good.
in the
A few things
season,
I can't repeat.
I hate him.
Let's
But
do
we
that.
went down to Richmond and had a kick with the twins.
Yeah, they are.
They were great.
Oh,
That was one of the
yeah.
best days we've had in a long time.
Yeah. How about it was Jess who kicked it from the pocket? The tall.
Jess kicked a good torp.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no, it was Sarah.
No, Sarah
No,
wasn't a
no,
kick.
no, it was
Sarah
Sarah
wasn't a
didn't-
kick.
Sarah
She had a
didn't kick
sore
Jess. It was
hamstring.
Jess. My
and
apologies.
The doc wouldn't let her have a kick.
Yeah, that's
But we
all
did a tour of the Richmond facility. We got to make some smoothies. We had a kick of the footy. You guys did some running. We got some kicking lessons from Pro Kick Australia.
Chappy.
Yeah, Chappy.
Nathan Chapman.
Nathan Chapman sorted us out. He said I was hitting him in the right angle.
And then at the end of the session, we have this footy here. I don't know if people at home won't be able to see this. People listening on Spotify or whatever, Apple podcast, but on the vodcast on YouTube, which you can go check out, I'm holding a Nina and Pasadena Sharon football
Nice and white.
signed by Jess and Sarah Hosking. We got it
Fantastic.
on the day, and we're going to do a giveaway of this on our Instagram.
Yeah, so the details to the giveaway will be in an Instagram post. You'll be able to find that on the Ressies.
It's a nice white Sharon,
I
brand
wouldn't be kicking
new
it. I would not be kicking it at all.
top line
way.
Sharon,
It
signed
looks-
by the
it looks
Hosking
lovely.
twins, limited edition. Ressies podcast first giveaway.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm hoping to do a few of these.
We can also
next
just
year.
give away Will's home address if you want.
Yeah, but jump
I
on
don't
the
live there.
Insta.
Yeah.
There'll be details of how you can get your hands on this footy. And yeah, we might even chuck in some sneaky merch with that as
Yeah,
well.
you
But the
never know.
details will be on
Yeah, why
Instagram.
not?
The Nina and Pasadena
Yeah,
footy.
why not?
Nina and Pasadena also jumping on board through finals and supporting Marmalade TV. You might
Which
have
is
seen
huge.
popping up in a few posts. And
Send
basically,
us
they helped
nice
us get back
threads.
to Adelaide on the weekend. So big shout out to Nina and Pasadena for that one.
Yeah, good on
Huge.
'em.
Some nice threads I got.
Good people. Anything else you want to touch on for the week?
We went to cricket training.
Oh,
That was, man, I was
yeah.
sore. Were you sore?
Well, yeah, my
The shoulder,
downstairs
the
was,
abductor was not
We didn't
good.
really post about it anywhere.
My
Oh, did
downstairs
I
was very sore.
Did I just whip one down at Willie and it just hit him in the...
And
For a bit of context, we went to
family
Richmond
jewels.
Cricket Club.
berries.
We said on last week's pod that the Richmond Cricket Club Flyers were in the Jethro canteen. Richmond City Cricket Club.
Bit of decorum.
Come on, better than that, Checkers.
Decorum. Bloody hell. I'm doing the one doing all the phone calls here.
Yeah,
Trey just sits back and bowls the old offie.
No,
They look good.
yeah, they do look good, Trey.
But we went down and had a training session just because we needed to roll the arm over and test the waters and see how cricket season's going to go. So, Haz, you're a bit of a cricketer. I know this. I've seen some videos.
I'd like to say so myself.
You took a few wickets last year.
You
I did.
got bug in the grand final, man.
I did.
Bowl some wheels.
Yeah,
I
bowl's
do.
gas.
You bought meds.
No, he bowls more than meds.
What
No,
are you
don't
ripping,
hype me up
what are
too
you ripping
much.
down at?
Like 120.
No. 130.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, no, Haz got wheels.
Yeah, mate, they're coming
He's
at
like
your
Sam
head.
Elliott, man. He's quick.
7
They're coming at your head.
No, that's full on. Jeez, I was ripping down at 83, and that's quick.
Well, Haz, we're going to try
Off
to
4
recruit you.
steps.
We're going to try to recruit you this season, I reckon. We'll get you out for a game. I
I
know
would
you've
love
already got
to.
your own commitments or
Yeah, we'll
something.
see.
I do.
But even if we
I'm
just
sure I could
get
miss,
you in the nets for a
I'm
session.
sure I could miss a week.
We'll just get you in the nets for a session, and we'll make sure Will packs his box because
Yeah. 'cause
We
I'm-
had his
Yeah,
box
tough
in
week.
his. I just ripped it down a bit too fast, didn't I? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, my left testicle was feeling quite swollen for the next 2 days.
Yeah, I apologise.
Yeah. Well, I should probably just hit the ball next time, eh?
Yeah, that could be.
He just
That could be.
he chucked it up in the lights. I lost it. Went to pull it. and
I beat him. I beat him with that. Beat him in the air. Beat him
My
with the loop.
nutsack hurts a little bit.
Yeah, well,
But,
jeez.
we also there's a few other things I'll just briefly touch on. We went to an NFL training last week.
yeah, the
Yeah, that was
Croydon Rangers.
Croydon
I was-
Rangers.
I was livid about that.
You didn't get an invite. You want to come?
That was
Oh.
Jared Davis' fault. That's his fault.
Yeah.
We might
We
have
had a-
to,
we had a
might
spot
have
in
to
the car
cut
as well.
cut this out. But I, as I said to Will, just down the road from there. So
Really?
I'm livid. I did not get an invite, so I could come hurl
Well,
abuse at
we're
you
going
guys
to go
from
back
the
and watch one
sideline.
of their games because the lads down
Yeah.
there were great lads. They really looked out for us. So we said we'll come down and watch. So when we go down and watch a game, we'll bring you along.
Good stuff.
We'll get a few people down there. Should be a good day. But yeah, it was a bit of fun having a bit of a kick. And then this morning, before we record this pod, we went and gotten V8 supercars.
Yeah, that
Jeez,
was
that was
Craig Lowndes
so
and Mark
sick.
Skate.
That was so cool.
So for context,
We went down for Tickford's Racing, who are sponsored by Tradie, who brought us along to come down and have a bit of a hot lap. All three of us got in the car. Don't know
Yeah.
how, because the height requirements were 180 centimetres.
Which is
I'm
like-
194 centimetres, so I've already failed that test. But the weight requirements was 80 kilos. So
yeah, I'm not,
do you reckon any of us are fitting in
Hazzy,
these
we're not 80
requirements?
kilos. We're not.
Well, as we said before, Shrey's a bit of a linebacker, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah. But the one I got in the car, so I went in last, and the bloke goes, "You got in real easy," and because these blokes were in some serious strife.
I got shoved in there. I got
He
shoved
hit
in.
him with the.
The worst bit was there was a couple of boys from Essendon down there. They had
Few
Peter
strong
Wright
boys.
and Sam
Oh.
Wiedemann, who were both taller than me.
Yeah, 2 metre Peter.
2 metre
How's he-
Peter.
how's
So
he fitting there?
I'm thinking like weight wise, I can probably squish myself in. I'm not too worried if I'm squished, but height wise, like my head's gonna be hitting the ceiling, and probably won't get in this car. And then 2 metre Peter went first, and he just got in with ease and got out with ease. And I
Yeah.
was like, and then I asked him, I was like, how was it getting in? He's like, oh, absolute breeze. I'm out there like trying to shove my body into this thing, and the
Whoa.
guy's like, he just grabs my head and just pushes it into the car, and I was like tangled into the race car. My head was like hitting the ceiling, and then the guy just cranks the engine and starts going 250 kilometers an hour, and I'm.
All I can say is, 2 metre Peter is probably a bit more limber and
Hey,
athletic.
yeah, he's flexible.
Yeah.
He's a bit nimble.
He's like Elastigirl from The Incredibles.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's a great call.
Uh,
That is a
he's
great
He's got
call.
the big arms.
Yeah, he does have
He's a
big
bit
arms.
stretchy,
Nice
yeah.
design.
Great call.
You have very long legs though. Like I've realised, your legs are very long. It's like on the plane. You
Yeah,
you
I was
tend to
struggling on the
throw
plane.
a few knees into the backs of people by accident.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we went and did a hot lap. We went and did some NFL trainings. It's been a busy week. We're back to Adelaide. Next week, we're going back to Adelaide with Willie, so there'll be a bit of details to jump on next week's pod. I'm going to announce it now. I don't know when we're going to announce it.
Yeah, go on then.
But
do
next week,
whatever.
we're doing a very special pod. Haz, I'm going to invite you back next week.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to the AFL Footy Festival and recording live in the
Ah,
Parklands
yes,
outside
yes,
the
yes,
MCG.
yes.
It's grand final week. Don't know who's going to be in the GF, but we will have the podcast set up in the Footy Festival. People can come down and watch if they want.
Cannot wait.
We're going to
for
have a
that.
few creators on the show, a few special guests. I can't name any names because there's some big ones. We've got interstate people coming on the
Oh
pod.
man,
It's going to be like a big panel. I don't know
Oh.
if... Obviously, they've got the Clubby Sports Breakfast with all the panelists, but this is the Ressies podcast with all our panelists that we want to have on.
This is huge.
So, yeah,
Huge moment for
there'll be some
content
details
creation.
going on the socials. We'll go on TikTok and Insta and everything. But next week, if you're around the Footy Festival, keep an eye out for it because you can come down and watch and... Yeah, you might even be able to jump on a segment, or we can do
come say
some
hello.
reviews or something like
Yeah,
that.
we'll do something
yeah,
else.
we'll throw
Yeah.
a few offies down.
Footy Festival next week, grand final week, big pod, last week of the AFL season. So before we
Very
jump
exciting.
straight into the cricket stuff, I guess.
Absolutely.
Very very exciting.
It's going to be huge.
Phew.
Thanks, Basil.
Alrighty, now we've got Jonathan Brown here. Dermy's alongside me. AFL 1170. Dermy, what have we got here?
A little bit of a video, not too short. Seems to be on the street here, so it could be anything.
Let's see how we go. This one was sent in by, what's his name? Logan Spawn. Thanks big fella, for sending in a video. See if it's anything like my three flags I won.
Going back with the pack. Right. Here we are.
Hey Reggie boys, gonna
Hi,
roll the
Logan.
ball along here and kick it in between tree and light pole.
Train the light pole. Okay.
Obviously goal,
So quickly,
point.
he's on the straight,
Yeah.
in a cul-de-sac, it
That's it.
seems. He's telling me he's going to roll the footy down the cul-de-sac and get a snag between the tree and the light post, which is a power post.
telling
So
you
if his
right
footy
now.
hits the power post, his footy's lighting on fire.
I'm telling you right now, this is great imagination for footy goals.
Exactly.
Court football. I don't know if you've played football in a court or in a street before. This is the best kind of football.
Bang, he snapped it.
No way.
Oh, he slotted that one.
Oh, he's done it first
Yeah,
take.
that's too easy. So what he's done, come on the left side of the screen, right foot snap, see you later. That's
Let
in
me
between
just-
the big sticks.
Has he pulled out a celebration as
He
well?
might have missed. Oh,
Oh, the double fingers 12.
double finger 12.
Yes.
It's his cul-de-sac.
It's his court. It's his
his
court.
cul-de-sac.
He owns it.
He owns
So thank you again, Logan.
Thank you so much, Logan. And if you want your video or voice messages, please voice messages. Send us voice messages. Send it to at the Ressies or the email in our bio. Cheers.
You. Okay, so we've obviously got Haz with us. So Haz, being the youngest member of
The rookie.
Ressies-
I like
yes,
the rookie.
Yeah.
The Ressies rookie.
Yeah, the
Just
Ressies
as long as I
rookie.
don't have any like.
Just quickly, if anybody doesn't know Roaming Haz is, because if they don't, they're idiots.
Give us a
Yeah,
no,
break it
I
down
want
for
to
you,
hear from
break it
you,
down.
Haz. I want
Yeah.
you to get a little bit selfish here and tell me who you are and what people should know you for.
So pretend I've walked up to you and I say,
are you Roman Haz?
what do you do with yourself?
I would say I'm a kid who tries to avoid doing as much schoolwork as I possibly can, and with all my free time that I have, I go to the footy on weekends and I make content, usually with AFL players and AFL fans. So
What sort of content were you looking at? Because I know what it is, but people at home watch. What do you sort of do with the footy?
I love to interview people, but not in the conventional way. I love
So you've
to,
seen Roaming Brian.
yeah, but I love to add my little spice on things, some different funny questions, and yeah, just kind of make it my own.
It's really good gear. We've known you for about a year and a half now, and you've got really popular for this. The first time I bumped into you, trying to get a kick with Sam Draper, which you ended up getting. It
Fantastic.
was a good campaign you did. We're playing pig every day until you got Sam Draper to have a kick, which you did in the end.
We did.
That was a good video. But now you're doing these vlogs at the footy. I mean, you've been doing it for ages, but you interview the players. You interact with fans in the crowd, which is a bit I love when you go and find fans in the crowd and ask them their opinions on the game. You recently did a video for the AFL doing your own vlog as well.
I did. Yeah, that was an incredible opportunity. I couldn't thank the AFL enough, because I started YouTube just over a year ago, and to be where I am now and being able to work with the
Well,
AFL.
being on the AFL's radar at least, and being on AFL Club's radar where they get you the players
Yeah.
to come interview and stuff, is pretty
Exactly.
impressive.
Yeah, it's a dream, because everybody who supports AFL, they watch it growing up, and if you're not that good at footy, you at least want to be around the game. So having that chance is like honestly really sick.
And we see all the like professional TV presenters and maybe in the Herald Sun and everything like that. We see the presenters always interviewing players, and the questions are pretty, hard
Mundane.
questions, tough questions. You bring the light-hearted stuff to the
Yeah.
game as well. So you watch some of the popular questions you ask the players.
Well, it's different every week. Some of the favourites I've had are at the end of the Hawks footy season. I asked them what are some of their plans they're going to do in the off season. I've also asked some AFL players, like, if they were to have a goal celebration song, what would that be? I think that's probably my favourite question. And one that started off the YouTube channel was quite controversial, but what's your favourite dinosaur? So I'd like to ask all three of you, what is your favourite dinosaur?
Favorite dinosaur?
It's a
I don't
tough
know many
question.
dinosaurs.
I don't know. I can
It's-
describe it to you.
It is.
I want to say pterodactyl because that's what's coming to my
that's
head.
the
That's a
best
good
one. That is
answer.
mine.
It's-
Stegosaurus.
Is that the one?
I've
Is that
never
the
heard
one
that.
with?
That's good.
The
The one with the
like-
bumps
They
on
make,
it.
they
Is
make,
that- That's
they
what
make
I was
chicken,
gonna say.
chicken nuggets in the shape
Chicken
of them.
nuggets.
Yes,
That's
yes,
very
yes. It's
good.
got the bump and it's got the tail with a little bowl on the
Yeah,
end.
that's
that's
very
the
It
best
good.
looks
one.
the most like a Ressies
Yeah.
dinosaur, so I picked the Stegosaurus.
A bronco,
You've
a
also been on
bronco, a
footy
bronchosaurus is
card
an
openings.
idiot.
I love my footy cards. Growing up,
So you
every
get-
single year, I had a deal with my old man. If I kick a goal, 1 pack of footy cards. If I get a goal assist on Sundays, 2 packs. And so ever since then, just always collecting footy cards. And I stopped for a little bit now with the YouTube starting back up again, having the chance to actually work with Team Coach and, just help build their brand and build my brand. It's
So you've been opening packs of footy cards with players?
I have, yes.
Yes. I've seen one with Drapes. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Who's been the best one, you reckon? Who's pulled the best card?
Oh, I can't remember who it was. But I seriously, I cannot remember who it was. But I know it was a Hawks player. I think it was against Collingwood. One of the players opened a pack and they pulled a magic wild card, but they had no clue that it was any good.
Yeah, wow.
And also at that game, because Hawks social media manager came over to me because he saw me handing out free cards to players, and he gave me, because it was retro round.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very special
Yes, I do
retro
remember
pack
that.
of Hawks footy cards, which is absolutely elite because they weren't for sale or anything. And so because he gave me 2 packs, I opened one on the day to show it on the camera, and the other one's just sitting in my room sealed.
Collector's item.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, love that.
That's very good. I wouldn't open that
awesome.
for a few years.
I think that's in the right set of hands as well.
I've seen it explode, and I reckon you were one of the first to start doing it. It was Cardman, of course. But you were doing it with the players a lot in your vlog, and then now I see AFL clubs legit rinsing that content, and a lot of the AFL clubs get their media teams to go out and do the footy cards.
Yeah.
They also get their media teams to go out and ask the funny questions. So I think you're a bit of an innovator in that space, which is pretty crazy because you're only 16.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you've innovated a bit of the social media in the AFL, so big stuff.
I love to
Is
hear
there any
it. Thank
plans
you.
for what's next? Is there any plans? Any
We do.
things you want to do?
We have some big plans coming next year. Hopefully, we can execute them correctly. But
that's
a lot of big plans in the works.
Is this with Hen? We haven't really brought up Hen, but
Yeah,
you've
I'm
got
missing Hen. Where's Hen?
there's a
Where's
side
Hen?
partnership
We-
here. You
we
want to tell us
love
about the
Hen.
Hen and Haz project?
So me and Hen, 2 mates, we live next door to each other. We've grown up together, and one day we're just like, oh, we love footy. Why don't we start uploading some content about it? And me and Hen both just had an awesome love for Sam Draper, and like, how can we include this into our content? And starting off that pig series, like you said, and just kept playing pig until it happened. Took us 8 months.
Yeah,
40
that's a long
parts.
We were doing the Gill campaign at the same time.
Yeah.
At Kick a Talk. We actually featured in a video. We flew over to Melbourne and featured in one of these
did.
big videos.
You did.
And you helped us with the torps. And it was just good because we got Gill in the end, and you ended up getting Drapes. And the Drapes video was sick. You went down to
it was
hangar.
one of the best days of my life. Like, the media team over at Essendon was so good to us.
Yeah,
They treated
very
us
good, yeah.
treated us really well. We got to watch them train. It wasn't just like a open training. So we actually got to watch them train without other people being there, which was really sick. All the players came over at the end. They're like, and it was clear they knew who we were. And they're like, "Oh, you're the boys who've been trying to play pig with Big Sammy," and we're like, "Yeah." So
They call him Big Sammy.
yeah,
Big
that-
Sammy.
it
That's
was
interesting.
awesome.
The jury's not out on that one yet. I'm not sure.
Don't
Big
like
Sammy.
it. Don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Samuel.
My favorite, just quickly, my favorite Roaming Haz question to fans is the one where you make up that bloke's name.
Bailey
And
Levi.
Bailey Levi.
Bailey Levi.
Oh,
And then you
yeah,
ask like
good.
random old blokes about it, and they're, it's so great. I get a
kinda
laugh
good.
out of it every time.
Why would you not like? Of course he's great. Like, why would you not love him?
My
The sound of
apologies. Sorry.
Bailey Levi. It's just.
Bailey
It
Levi's
sounded-
got
it sounded
to
great, man.
become his own character. I
But
reckon.
there is some sad news. Bailey Levi is coming to an end. He is announcing his retirement quite
no.
soon.
It's a
Yeah.
sad day. It's a
At
sad
the end,
day.
at the
Haz.
end of the AFL final series,
Yeah,
Bailey Levi will announce his retirement.
It's a sad day, but
So has he got any friends that are going to play
Yeah,
next year?
but his younger cousin Cameron Dale. He's actually
that's
he's
good.
been linked with Hawthorn for next year. So
yeah, right.
yeah, I was thinking next year. I don't know if it's wrong or not, but trying to see if I could convince any AFL player if they thought Cameron Dale was playing or Bailey Levi. Be like,
You should ask him if they're going to match up on him. Like, who's
Yeah,
going to
but
match
You'll
up on
get
him?
someone because
Yeah.
I'm sure the boys are way too focused.
yeah, I've looked at I think it was Prime Train's podcast, and he had Brian McCleary on there. And like he talked about, he's like, I don't know half the players in the league. So like, I don't reckon like
Well, you
maybe
get
like 20% of the AFL. They're not all like footy nuffies. So
Nah,
I think
they're not.
I think I could get some of
when
them.
Buddy kicked his 1,000, they did a lot of interviewing of players that had played on him, and there was a lot of players that said they would manned up on Buddy, and Buddy would sort of be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
like you wouldn't know who they were. So
Yeah.
maybe like if you get one of the big superstars of the game, they're
Yeah.
obviously pretty like their lives can be pretty crazy, and they're pretty
Yeah.
full on. They're doing a lot of marketing,
Yeah,
a lot of like
100%.
training, and they're always like so busy that they just don't have that time to study up on players. I think that'd be your best bet. Otherwise, you'd have to pick a bit of a nuffie in the game, I guess. And there's probably a few floating around, but I can't think of
Yeah.
any off the top of my head. Someone who's a bit of an airhead,
Mm.
which is
Yeah, I was just
Bit out of it,
scratching my
Will.
ears a little bit. Sorry.
What's that all about?
I'm a bit
Airheads.
I was listening to what he was saying.
Trey, you fell asleep at the footy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not- I was
I'm
not
not
that, mate.
surprised because Shrey, have you seen the living state of his bedroom?
It's fantastic,
If
mate.
he can sleep in there, he can sleep anywhere, can't he?
Mate, come on. That's just...
There should
let's
be a new
just-
content series.
let's-
Where is Shrey sleeping today?
on the
So-
streets next week. Can't
No,
play
but-
red.
Haz, speaking about Hen and Haz, you've got the Drapes campaign. You've got one coming up. Do you want to plug it? And I've seen it on your TikTok.
The Mason Cox
Mason
campaign.
Cox.
Yeah, well, ever since we got Drapes, we were kind of debating what we should do next, and we loved playing pig, so we didn't really want to take away from that. And we thought, how can we expand on it? So we picked out Mason Cox. We love his goggles, so we
You
thought
love the big men of
we
the
do,
AFL, don't
we
you?
do, because we're quite short, me and Hen.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
like to
not
make up
gifted
with that.
vertically.
No.
We like to make up with that with the players we go after. So yeah, Mason Cox, if you're watching, come play pig with us.
I've seen him out a few
He has
times.
seen the videos.
Yeah, I've
He's
seen him
been here
out.
before.
He
Yeah.
follows us. He's messaged us about it after the first part. He actually messaged us saying that he was super keen to do it, and then he fresh aired us.
I think
Oh,
after
no.
footy season,
Yeah,
they're
you'll get
playing
him.
finals footy. There's a
Yeah.
few big games, but in a couple of weeks' time, you're probably a good bet to
Hopefully,
get on him.
hopefully,
I'm sure he'll go home back to America and then come back and probably sort you out.
yeah.
All right, guys. Today we headed out and did our first Parmie review of the season. We obviously did a soft launch on this episode 1.
Yes.
Last week you were in New Zealand, so we couldn't have lunch together, but we finally got to have lunch as a trio.
It was good.
Where did we go, Willie?
Oh, we went to the world famous Riser, the Rising Sun.
The home of Shrey.
It's my workplace.
Yes.
Great place.
Can we
Very
get a
nice.
staff
I don't know if
discount?
you'd want to say that on the podcast.
Oh, we've
No,
already-
it's
we've
We're
alright.
going to get them as a major spono.
Yeah,
already
true.
exposed
true.
No, I love working at the Ressies. I really enjoy
Well-
it. I think I paid full price. Can't remember.
We paid full price, but it wasn't full price because it was Parmie and Pot Day. So
Yeah.
we got the special deal was $25. And we recorded
Pot,
some audio at the pub, live at the pub. So we're going to chop that in now. All right, guys, Parmie review from the Ressies podcast, and today we're heading into the Rising Sun Hotel in Richmond. $25 Parmie and Pot deal, and we headed into the sports bar and tucked into some delicious treats. The Parmie was looking good, came with a slice of bread and some garden salad. If you want to hear the full review, you can head across and listen to it on our podcast, The Ressies. But the reviews from the boys are pretty good, and Wheel and Checkers polished off both their meals, but there was one plate that left a little bit on it, and that was Shrey, who couldn't get through his chips or salad. Quite a disappointing effort there. Pretty criminal behaviour if you ask us. But anyways, we'll be doing some more Parmie reviews soon, so hit us up with where you think we should go.
After, as a person who's never actually been to the Riser, I want you to really describe what their Parmie tastes like, because I'm a Parmie lover, like most other people. So tell me, explain it, describe it, go into detail.
Trey, you kick it off. It's your
Trey,
workplace.
you work there,
Well,
so
like,
you should
we
know.
said in the previous clip, it was a little bit too much sauce, not enough cheese. But I think it's good.
good
You get
value.
good value. You get a piece of bread with butter with it, chips and salad.
Oh,
It's
that's lovely.
$25, and you get a pot of beer. I mean, you can't really go wrong.
I
And
know,
the
I don't know if
service,
I
the
can do
service
that.
was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, great
The
people
lady working there recognised me as the guy who pissed my pants on Swan Street.
Yeah, that was
Because that's a
bad.
video we did a few weeks ago. And she was watching from the bar and saw me out in Swan Street with my pee pants. So
Yeah.
she remembered who I was, which was pretty cool.
You
But,
don't forget those sort of moments on Swan Street.
No, you wouldn't.
yeah, we
You
did our first Parmie review. It was a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing them every week, hopefully, unless obviously we're away. I think this week, because we're heading to Adelaide, let's do one in Adelaide.
Yeah, stuff it. Let's do an interstate one.
And
mate.
interstate. We're taking it Mr. Worldwide. We're going Mr. 305.
By the end of next year, I reckon you should have tried a Parmie in every single state of Australia.
Well, this week we'll take you to Hanson Road Pizza, I reckon. That's the place where we love doing our
Big road
Parmies.
not to, wouldn't it?
And we'll go to a carb load. We'll go catch up with Jim, hopefully, and we'll do a big carb load and
Been
have
there
a
once before for a pizza, but not for a
Parmie.
So I'm
Yes,
excited.
true.
On the
But-
topic of Jim, how is Jim doing?
He's
Very,
in
very
Melbourne
well.
currently,
Oh, he is. What's he doing in Melbourne?
working. We haven't been able to catch up with him.
Oh, that's
We're
disgraceful.
seeing him this week. We're going back. We're going to see him, and we're going to the Sandford Grand Final on Sunday, and we're actually hosting a mini league game.
Yes,
Me and
we
Trey
are.
are coaching against each other, so I get to pick a team. He gets to pick a team.
Mm-hmm.
Would you
of,
like a forward pocket? I'll fly over for the
I'm
event.
gonna pick just all the really fast kids. If you
enough.
can do the 100-meter sprint in less than 10 seconds, you're my team.
Trey's enlisted Will Taylor as assistant coach.
The coach.
I've enlisted Milk Boy Finn as my assistant coach.
That's disgraceful. Do you
So-
need a runner? Do you need a runner?
I need a milk runner because Finney won't be able to run milk. He'll
Yeah.
be throwing
I'm your
magnets.
man. I'm your man.
But yeah, we're going back to Adelaide Oval for the Sandford Grand Final, so there'll be a lot to talk about next
week is
week
huge.
at the Footy Festival. I feel like we're going to be not only just like the amount of stuff we're doing this weekend, but we'll be in a really big, busy location with lots
Man,
of
we're
creators.
gonna be so
And
good.
it'll
Next
look
week's
really nice.
podcast is going to be 6 hours long.
It's gonna be
Oh,
nuts.
Jesus.
It'll be crazy.
Be the best
But
6
looking
hours
forward to it.
of
All right, guys. Alrighty, guys.
Alrighty, guys.
Okay, guys. Welcome back to Checkers Checkout. I have this brown paper bag here. Haz, I don't know if you've seen this segment. We've been running it every week. I get to go to the shops, buy something for the lads to eat. Anything I buy, they have to try.
Is that including me?
Yeah. You're in the you have to try. You're on the podcast.
Yeah,
That's
so
how it works.
I'm very worried.
Jared tried it last week.
Week 1 was a birthday cake. Week 2, we
good.
had Cadbury Furry Friends.
Delicious chocolate.
Jared never had them before.
Yeah,
I've never had
they
them.
strange.
Are we blindfolded or we did?
No,
do we
no,
get to
no,
see?
he shows
It's
us.
currently in the bag. This is the brown paper bag for those
I'm
listening at
excited.
home.
I'm very excited.
I want you to take a stab at what's in there real quickly. What do you reckon's in the bag?
A blueberry muffin.
It's a good one.
That's good.
I was
glad
gonna
you're
go bakery
excited
as
for
well. I'm thinking cheese and bacon scrolls.
I reckon you've bought bagels.
There's a lot of bakery items
good.
going
I
around.
love my bagels.
Yeah,
and I reckon
that's a
you've
good
bought
idea.
bagels for me.
All
Right,
right.
here we are.
Oh, dear.
In this
I'm
week,
so
check
scared.
out. Well, there's a receipt in there. I might be able to claim this on tax.
I'm so scared.
Oh,
if it's
dear.
it's
Lucky
heavy.
we got a lot of milk on the table because it's spicy.
Oh, no.
Hot and spicy spam.
Oh, no, that's so bad.
Hot and spicy. I've seen the original spam, but not the hot
I've
and
had
spicy
two
stuff.
chocolate Big M's and a bite of a cold meat pie. I can't eat that.
That's not.
No, you'll have to have a bite. So,
No,
Trey, you told me you love
I
spam.
do like spam. I just
Haz
not,
and Will,
just
I want
not
you to share that
cold.
one. Quickly tuck in. The viewers at home don't have forever to wait for you guys crying. Trey did the hot wing challenge a few weeks ago when we were
Yeah,
back in
I feel like you
Adelaide.
boys should go first.
And he started crying and threw up everywhere.
No. I don't think you understand. I can't do spice. I go
Neither.
to Nando's. I can't even have the peri peri seasoning.
Trey's cracked it. Trey's cracked in. He's going.
How do we?
I'll go get you a knife and fork.
Yeah.
No.
I got a plate here.
Oh.
It's gonna all come out as one blob.
Oh, listen to that noise.
Oh.
That's ASMR. That's like
All right, give
sounds
it
of
in.
the game. All right.
I'll have a crack first.
Hold on,
Wait.
no, we're gonna do this a special way.
No, don't. I want a small piece. I'm not doing a big piece.
We'll slice it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No.
We're not- I'm taking a bite
What
out.
are you doing? No,
All
give
right,
it here.
tuck
give it
in,
here.
tuck in.
Boys, I'm
Trey, I want you to
Take a
introduce this like
bite.
one of your Red Bull reviews.
No.
All right, Trey's tucking. It smells disgusting. It actually smells terrible. No, that bigger bite than that. That's not. No, that's not fair, boys. Back
No,
me up here.
yeah,
That is
that's-
terrible.
Come on, Trey, pull your head
You've
in.
got to actually.
No, more than that,
Take the
man.
whole thing.
That's a mouthful.
You've got to have a dip.
Have a bigger dip than
No,
that.
that's not. I'm not doing it.
Trey, I hope you know what next week's pod. This is terrible.
That's
Dig
not
in.
bad.
Oh, just eat it.
Review. Come on, let us know what you're thinking.
Give us one of those Red Bull reviews.
Willie, your
It's
turn to
alright.
have a
It's a bit
crack.
spicy. Actually, it's kind of spicy.
No, I can't handle.
You do the
spice.
right thing and take a bigger crack than Trey did, surely.
Says on the tin.
Will's got in hard. Will's got in hard.
Oh, that's too
He's
much,
taking
Will.
a big bite.
It's not that bad. I actually eat spam all the time, so
Do we have a bin in here just in case we need a upchuck?
Haz, let us know what you think.
it's not.
Willie, what's the flavours like?
It's like bad spice. You know what a bad spice is? Like it's not.
It's
It smells
really,
like hot tuna.
really firm.
Is it spicy?
Nah,
Oh,
it's
not
not.
that
It's
bad.
not that spicy. Nah.
I think you guys are a bit weak, I must say. You guys are a bit too
Look
weak.
at
Oh, how's it going in hard? He's using his
Look down the
hands.
camera. No,
What
look
is
down the
going
camera. Look
on?
down the
I'm not
camera.
going the full thing.
Haz, go the full thing. Oh my god.
Oh. That is
He was
disgraceful.
worried about throwing up a second ago. He just shoved a whole piece of spam in his
Oh,
mouth.
okay. Use that bag. Use the Woolies bag.
Get him a bucket.
Just spit it out.
Get a Roaming Haz a bucket.
I'm not weak. I finish it.
Okay.
He's going again. He's going for another
Jesus
bite.
Christ, guys.
Roaming Haz going for seconds.
I told him it was bad. I told you it was gonna be bad this week.
Nah, the chalky milk's come out. The chalky milk has
It's
come
not
out.
spicy, but it's like it's not
just
nice
gets rid of
spicy
that.
flavour.
I've got to finish it.
He's
Oh,
finishing.
that's
that's-
feral.
Haz, you don't have to do this if you don't want to.
No, that's so bad. Oh, it has. I'm gonna
I
spew.
pray for you. I pray for the next time you go to the toilet. I pray for your
That's-
mother when she has to clean that toilet.
Oh my god.
So the image is, it's on fried rice.
Hey,
So this
I
is
love
supposed to
fried
be
rice.
like cut up into tiny little.
Speaking of fried rice,
No,
let's
on the
really
topic
cru-
of food.
on the topic of fried rice, Trey, coming back from Adelaide,
I'm
you told me
crying.
at the airport you had fried rice in your bag,
Yes.
in your carry-on.
So my mother cooked for me.
That's just better
I came
so
back,
wait for
I
me,
came
this
back,
is far
I
away
came
to
back
me.
for the weekend. My mum is a very good cook. I love to think that everything she cooks is from the heart with love. So she said to me, just take it home with you. And I said, oh, right, I will. So popped it in the backpack, had an ice pack in there. You know, got off the plane in Melbourne, put it in the fridge, and I think it's good to eat.
You've spent 6 hours travelling basically because you live an hour from the airport.
I
6
do.
hours out of the fridge is fried rice. How's if you had fried rice sitting out of the fridge for 6 hours?
I don't like fried rice by itself. So 6 hours out of the fridge sounds absolutely
fine,
horrible.
mate.
Do you reckon
I think
it's
it'll be
safe to
fine.
eat?
No,
I don't think so either. We've asked
There's
everyone in the
egg, there's
studio.
egg,
There's egg in it. No, you'd. did
I've
you
asked
have to go to the
everyone
toilet
in the
afterwards?
studio. They've all said
I
don't
haven't had
eat
it yet. I
it.
haven't had it yet.
He's having it for
I'm
dinner
gonna eat tomorrow
tonight.
night.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Well,
That's now
Trace,
2 days in the fridge plus 6 hours out of the fridge.
That's so bad.
You've
I'll
lost
tell
the
you,
plot.
It'll be fine, guys.
You've
Trust
lost
me.
the plot.
Look, guys, trust me. It'll be fine. I'm a
That's-
master.
That's the first ever, probably bad Checkers checkout
I
we've
didn't
had.
enjoy that.
Sorry about that, Haz. You didn't
please tell me
deserve
we don't
that.
have long left to go. I need to go take the
No.
biggest dump of my life.
Yeah.
Just get it straight
Let's
through
wrap
your
it
So
up.
system.
we'll wrap up the
It's about that
podcast.
time, isn't it?
We've been. Sorry, I burped and I didn't even have any of the spam. That's from the Chalky Milk.
What, you
Take
didn't
some,
eat any?
take
Hold
some.
on.
I don't have to eat any of the checkout. That's the
Why
rules.
not?
'Cause I'm buying it
that's
all.
rather questionable.
It's
That is
disgraceful.
rather
It's my
questionable.
segment. I choose how it goes. When you want to have your own segment,
I do have my
then
own
pitch it to
segment.
Dill Buckley and get him to sign off on it.
I have my own segment.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Last few weeks been plugging the grand final breakfast on the pod. It's gonna be a good day.
Very good.
Basically, we're going to Crown Casino. We're going to be presenting live. We got a DJ set. You're going to have maybe a follow up to your 100-meter race there. I don't know what's going on.
We may as well just do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some news on it.
Sold out.
Sold out.
All the tickets are sold out.
Sorry. Sold out.
Is this 18 and over?
Yeah.
It
Is there any way you can get me in?
I'll smuggle you in.
Good.
We'll see
I'll
what
put you in
we
my
can do.
suitcase.
Have you got a fake ID?
Clubby
Briefcase.
small.
You know,
Well,
Just
I
get,
know
just,
one.
get, just get me up behind the turntables.
Yeah, mate.
That's
DJ
like-
has.
DJ Hazzy.
Well, grand final
Get me
breakfast
into
is
it.
sold out. If you didn't get a ticket, don't stress. You might be able to come down, hopefully,
Oh, you never know.
to the Fox Footy longest kick. We
Oh.
haven't had any news since last
I was
week.
going to bring this up.
I'm looking down the camera because I need Fox Footy to watch this. I'm hoping they're watching, but we have been now kicking for 41 days straight.
It's
Talks,
getting-
training,
Hamstring
working with
gone.
Pro Kick Australia, working with AFL players. We've gone back to Adelaide a few times. We're kicking torps. We're going to kick with Dill Buckley today, and he showed us some talent. And Fox Footy still aren't biting. We're throwing lots of
That's
bait out,
disgraceful.
and no one's biting. So
haven't even gotten a sniff.
no sniff,
Nothing.
no September sniff on this one.
Oh, Jesus. But you like
But
that.
we're looking to get in the Fox Footy longest kick. Fingers crossed. And if we do, Haz, I want you there.
Yeah.
Cameraman Haz.
Oh, that's a stitch up.
You can interview me
Okay.
on
All
stage.
right. Yeah,
I'll
perfect.
try to get you some roaming Haz.
Perfect.
We'll get some of the other players.
I just want backstage pass.
I
Into
need
the
you.
tents,
I need
into
you
the tents.
to go interview all the other kickers and get in their
Yeah,
head.
yeah. I'll throw them off.
So
Don't
like
you
you can
worry.
go up to them, give them some curly questions, and get them a bit thrown out.
You know, I actually have a knee disease. This is a bit off topic, but I have a knee disease. And if I could go to Make-A-Wish and if they were able to grant my wish would be, Fox Footy, give these guys a shot.
Thank you very much, Haz. I really appreciate it.
Put them in the longest kick.
I really
Grand final
appreciate
week
it.
as well. Grand final week. We have a big DJ gig coming up. Will, you came to one of our last DJ gigs, got on stage. We're doing
Yes.
stage dives. You were
Yes.
dancing.
We're
You did the Michael Jackson moonwalk.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
did the
We got a little bit
moonwalk.
silly, didn't we?
We got
I think we get silly
Pretty
again
wild.
because we're going to the Frankston Social Peninsula Club on the
Yes.
Thursday night.
I'm excited. Thursday,
Thursday night we're doing it,
Thursday
and
night.
we're doing an appearance. We're doing a DJ set. So Shrey, you're going to come along. I need some dance moves.
Yeah, look, man, you know, I'll bring that. I'll
Will,
bring that in big vibes.
I need your best efforts.
Chief Vibe Officer over here.
Yeah,
Vibe
CVO.
officer. Well, we're going to go play a DJ gig. It's in Frankston at the Social Peninsula. I'll be spinning some tunes. You'll be doing some hype up. You'll be
I
doing some
might spin
dancing.
tunes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get trailer
Spin
decks.
some tunes.
We'll have
get
some
them
chalky
on the
milk there. There'll be some footies out. We'll have some handball challenges and stuff going on. So it
That
should
should
be
be
a good night. Looking forward to that one. It should be a really big gig. I'm hearing they're on last release tickets as well. So like it's almost
gee,
sold
gotta
out.
get in quick. Gotta get in quick.
Everything's selling out for grand final week this week.
And we're not handing any freebies out, boys.
No,
no
you can't miss
freebies.
Well, I can't hand out any freebies because all the tickets will be gone.
That's what I'm saying. No freebies, boys.
All the beers will be drunk
in.
and all the tickets will be gone.
Yeah, look, yeah. And then you just miss out. And then you snooze and then you lose.
But if you're watching, jump on, grab a ticket. If you're listening at home, hopefully there's still some tickets left. I mean, Collingwood GBS sold out this morning. Grand final breakfast sold out, but you know there's still just a small handful of tickets left for this gig, and you can see these two run an absolute muck.
Yeah, someone's got to. Anyways, thank you for listening yet again. Please follow us on wherever you get
Haz, where can we
your
follow you?
podcasts. Oh, of course. Sorry, my apologies.
You can follow me on Instagram at Roaming Haz Official, TikTok Roaming Haz Official, and then YouTube just Roaming Haz.
and then
Also look up Hen and Haz.
Hen and Haz, of course. Sorry.
And Mason Cox, if you're watching, we
what
want
do you, no, seriously, Mason Cox, if you're watching, what are you doing? You're just scared. That's what
Oh.
you are. You are scared.
who won the
Why do
game
they bring
between
out the aggression in people in this pod?
who won the
No.
game between you
Terrible.
and Drapes?
Oh, no,
Drake's won,
we
didn't
don't
he?
talk about that. I handballed the ball. Henry wasn't looking. Hit him in the face. If that hadn't happened, we would have won. We would have won.
Yeah, all right.
No question about it. Drapes, you want a round 2? Come after us, son.
He'll be around in the studio this week, so we might
Exactly.
leave a few notes. We need to write a note
Let
down
him
and leave
know.
it on the
Let
pin-up
him know. I
board.
think he's a little bit scared.
But yes, guys, thank you again for listening. Please follow us wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Music,
Leave some reviews.
YouTube.
There's
We're on
a few
YouTube.
reviews coming
Leave some
through.
reviews. And on Spotify, hit the bell. And then when we upload our podcast, you can send a little notification. So when we upload at 3 a.m., it's going to wake you up and you can listen straight away.
Absolutely.
I'm still awake at 3 a.m, so
Yeah,
I'll just listen
perfect.
straight away regardless.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, boys. Cheers.
Thanks for coming on, Haz.
Thank you. for
Appreciate
having
it,
me.
Haz. Looking forward
Cheers, lads.
to next week. We'll have you back on.
Beautiful.
Can't wait. You.